Hey guys, everybody, thank you for joining. Yeah, I'm still figuring out all the chat settings, but hopefully you'll be able to join. Let's give everybody a couple of minutes and we'll get started. Okay, so yeah, let's, hello guys, hello. Let me know where you're from. I'm from the greater New York area, live in New Jersey, but very close to New York. So yeah, we'll just wait for another minute and I'll get started on my readings. So there is a big, just overall wanted to say that, since the why are we here, right? Why is it important? Why this full moon? Why lunar eclipse? Basically, what we're saying is that full moon in general is kind of a strong energy that emphasizes certain things that we may be avoiding or suppressing otherwise. It provides definitely extra opportunities for transformation because a lot of things are brought to the surface and they're ready for us to do the work and to get through and to achieve new heights and on new depths, depending on how you see it. But during this full moon, we also, which is called a beaver moon, we also have the almost, it's a partial lunar eclipse, but it's gonna cover 97% of the moon, and it's gonna be the longest one in like 1,000 years, the longest lunar eclipse that we've experienced. So imagine what happens. So you have this bright moonlight, right? The full moon. That I have a moon have a moon lamp here. So imagine you have this bright light, extra bright, that brings to the surface certain things. And then suddenly you have the eclipse and it closes us off. So what happens then is that you kind of like, it brings out your shadow side on the one hand, and it also allows you to dig out some things from the depths of your subconscious. So that's really interesting. It also, because it's such a big deal, it gives you like whatever comes up, whatever themes come up, and it doesn't have to be just during deep meditation. It could be through your normal daily routine, right? Certain events will happen, certain conversations will take place. You will see mention of something somewhere and it will draw your attention. Be very attentive to that. Because all these prompts are also going to inform what your focus should be for the next 6 months. For 6 months, imagine that. So well into 2022. What else? Yeah, so it will help you discover clarity on the new level for certain things, understanding of them, and that is kind of partially a success on its own, right? It's like step number one, achievement, to get to become aware of these things, and then you will be able, of course, to hopefully to do some work and to transform your life. For twin flames, we're even more susceptible to these kind of energies, right? Because we are, uh, you know, highly vibrational, um, higher frequency beings, so we get in tune with that even more. Some of us get in tune more to the collective in general, so we feel a lot the these things that come up for the collective, because we still have collective topics, right? Things that people don't want to be honest about, that they try to avoid talking about, right? And the things are going to come up and we will feel it. And of course, because our own journeys are quite peculiar, quite specific to doing some inner work, some spiritual work, we're on the spiritual path, right? So, and we always have inner work to do. We have our light work to do and our shadow work to do, right? And shadow work is just as important. So you can actually say that part of your mission is to do shadow work on the regular basis. So this is an excellent opportunity to see what's next, especially if you feel like you're on track, you're doing great, you've done so much work. What's next? Like those next things may not necessarily be super obvious if you've dealt with the most obvious topics. So let's see. Okay, we're gonna start with. We are gonna start with the general reading. I've got my Dreamkeeper's Tarot. I decided this will be a more appropriate topic for the moon-related conversations. So first, we're gonna just check what's the energy like during this eclipse time. Let's see what's going on with Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, and the Twinflame journey. Right. So Divine Feminines, where are we? What's going on? And for clarifiers, I have the Lightseer's Tarot. That accidentally on purpose has the moon card on top of it. So we have the Empress. That's nice. The Empress, the Emperor in reverse. Well, yeah. Let me get some clarifiers here. Please clarify this energy. This is from the zodiac signs. This is Taurus and Aries energy. But it's a good thing that the Taurus energy is just the Empress is up top. So Divine Feminines are kind of embracing this energy, right? It's about, Taurus in general is about what we value, like starting with the very physical, very specific items around Taurus, right? What their lifestyle, what they eat, how do they spend their time, who's around them, right? It's like a luxurious lifestyle that they are naturally drifting towards. And of course, it goes beyond the literal and goes into the values in our spiritual life. Okay, let's see. Let me clarify. Let's clarify this Empress and Emperor in reverse. 3 of Wands, manifestation. Yeah, so Divine Feminines know that it's mostly on them. It's pretty much really on them to be able to verify and to manifest their reality, right? It's not on Divine Masculines. It's not on anybody else who has any kind of authority, right? Because this is a figure of authority. It is Divine Masculine card, but it can also be, it can be somebody else, some figure of authority in your life. And they know that they need to rely on themselves, and they should. They are capable. They are capable of achieving anything they want and manifesting what they want in their reality. And this is the embracing the Taurus energy, feeling abundant, luxurious, nurturing. You see, like all these flowers. I wanted to say growing on top of her, but it's kind of like, yeah, she's kind of emerged with this plant that is kind of, it's a plant that grows separately, but she's wearing this plant with flowers, right? So embracing this earthly energy, earthly power to create, to birth something new. And that's brilliantly in tune with the Taurus energy. Hence the Empress card that's associated with Taurus. Okay, let's see what's going on with Divine Masculines. All right, that was quick. We've got 7 and 8 of Pentacles. Let me pull clarifier. Let's clarify. All right, the Temperance. Yeah, so Divine Masculines are also keeping busy, obviously, with the planning, the working. They're focused on their job and on their financial resources and multiplying them or maybe stabilizing them. Because for some, I'm hearing that they haven't had much luck lately. So, like people get into debt, or, they have to pay up fines or whatever. Like you can actually go into the negative credit. So, imagine negative balance on your account. Yeah, sorry, that's what I'm getting. So that's about rebalancing and stabilizing that. And temperance energy plays such a huge role in it. It's interesting that in this deck, it's actually a masculine figure. Usually it's an angel or it's some sort of feminine figure. And here it's actual masculine, right? And you see he's balancing this sun and moon, by the way. To me, it looks a lot like a sun and moon energy, which is feminine and masculine, day and night, right? The duality, trying to blend them in and to use them in a balanced way. And that goes on every level, including traits of character, approach, right? Having the wisdom and the intuition on the feminine side of things, and then on the masculine, having the confidence and determination to take action towards what you're trying to achieve with your finances, with your abundance, right? This is making a plan and taking action. Beautiful. What about the Twinflame journey, the connection? Let's see. Knight of Wands and Two of Cups. Beautiful. I love both of this. Knight of Wands is actually in this deck is not a moving knight. It's a knight that kind of appreciates the surrounding, appreciates the beauty around on all levels. He's holding a flower. He is inside some sort of museum, right? He's kind of trying to see what he looks like with this armor that's on the display. Trying to make the most out of the environment, right? And to create something interesting out of it. And of course, the Two of Cups is the underlying energy of the divine love, of the strong, soulful connection, one of the ultimate twin flame cards, right? It's also about unconditional love. That's very important. So twins are feeling this deep love that encourages them to go on a deeper level of self-love. That's what I'm hearing. And it goes like sometimes through the reflection of another, right? Like we see how our twin flame sees us, and that helps us appreciate ourselves and value ourselves more. It's not the healthiest way, but it works. It works. Like you're noticing some new aspects of yourself, of your personality, of your life that you maybe didn't pay attention to before, but now you see how special they are. And with the Knight of Wands, of course, it's more about this passion and inspiration to create something completely different out of the maybe ordinary things or well-known things in your reality. All right, the next question that I'm going to go with is going to be what challenges or lessons come up during this time. And I'm going to do it for like the twin flame journey in general. Without differentiation, because I strongly believe that twins do mirror each other in those lessons. Even if there is a little bit of delay in time, in the physical time, but ultimately the lessons are the same. So let's see what kind of lessons come up for the collective and challenges to overcome for the twin flame collective during this lunar eclipse. Okay, so we've got Page of Wands and the Fates, which is the Wheel of Fortune in this deck. You can see in this particular cards, we never see feminine figures normally in classic decks. Here we have 4 feminine energies. So this time, and the moon is feminine energy as well. It's watery. It's it's intuitively feminine, yes, because it's connected with going deep into your intuition and feelings, and it's bringing up those feelings. So both twins are reminded how important connecting with your feelings and emotions is at any point in time, regardless of how good you feel or how sad you feel, how much in pain you are. It's important to acknowledge them. And that's what I'm hearing here. And discover how you can turn things around if they're not looking the way you want. That's a challenge, right? Even when you are at the low point or this new realization brings up something painful for you, how do you turn things around in order to be able to have the divine support, right? The universe to work with you to achieve your goals. That's interesting. See if there is anything else. Actually, let me ask what will be the outcome of this situation and of the energies, the events that are happening during the lunar eclipse. I'm gonna pull this back. What is the outcome in this case for Twinflame Collective? What's the resulting energy? All right. Another page. Page of Cups and Ten of Wands. Yes. So as a result, definitely there will be new learnings about love for yourself and for people around you. It doesn't have to be to the divine counterpart, but just in general. New levels of expressing love and appreciating love, right? The page is the one who's learning, right? Maybe he's not that knowledgeable, experienced, but there is a potential and openness to learning something new. And of course, the Ten of Wands is more about dropping some burdens. And with this card, with this fog that she's in, I'm getting that again with the moon energy bringing new clarity, new light on things, that new clarity will be achieved on why those things are bothering you, even if though you thought before that you've done your work or you forgave somebody or whatever, you released it and somehow it's still lingering. You will see what it is, why it's still impacting your life. That will help you transmute it on a new level. Because certain things, if they are very deep, they will come up and come back again and again in a little bit different way because you keep working through it, right? But then you discover new depths and it goes on. All right, let's get spirit guidance. I actually have oracle cards with me as well. I was thinking about starting with it, but I guess it just wasn't meant to happen. But I have my Beyond Lemuria, so we're gonna pull something for the FNDM. But for now, just tarot guidance for divine feminines and divine masculines separately. What are they supposed to be doing next, or like during this time? What's the guidance? For feminines, we have Queen of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. So yeah, don't forget, divine feminines, that you are the queen. You are capable. You have enough in your own cup. You should have enough, and you should manifest into your reality. And again, Queen of Pentacles is not the one who's taking a lot of actions, right? But by being in her power and in this nurturing energy, she's already exuding this beautiful energy that excites and ignites everybody around you. And during this time, it's going to be even more important to follow this pattern, right? To stay in this high vibrational energy. To find something that brings you joy. It could be on the outside world with the Taurus energy we talked about, and also this Queen of Pentacles, ultimately Earth element as well. So you can quite literally think about either some environment, it could be a home, maybe you want to go on a trip, some beautiful place, something that will give you joy and happiness just naturally. Maybe it will be nature for you, right? Because Earth element is also big, huge connection to nature. Maybe it means going for a hike, right? Whatever you feel will naturally bring you into that state of joy and happiness. Is very important to get yourself into that state right now. Or even put on a beautiful outfit, I don't know, make some delicious meal or go out for a meal. Whatever makes you happy with those things too. It's the time where it's all justified and it's going to be important for your journey and it will help people around you as well. What about divine masculines? Let's see. Oh, that was quick. Anything else? Okay. Justice on the bottom. Wow, the Lovers and Knight of Cups. Oh my god. Divine masculines are really drawn to explore their love, their feelings, how they express love, I'm hearing, the decisions they make, how much love is there. Of course, it's all kind of supposed to be about the twin flame connection. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be like that. If you're in the early stages or you are in separation with them and they have a lot of things going on where they're not as pulled to this connection. But in any case, divine masculines are being drawn to pay attention to how they express love, what love means to them, right? And yeah, basically how they recognize love in others. And there was the Knight of Cups, and you see again there is a moon here, there is a full moon. With the full moon energy, they will be drawn to express it even more on a bigger scale. Okay, let's pull Beyond the Moria card for each of the twins. Please first give us some guidance for Divine Feminines. And we'll pull one for the connection. But first for Divine Feminines. Here we have Soul Star Chakra. Merging with the Divine, number 10. Let me read this card. Transcendence, letting go, being filled with divine light, channeling, karmic records, the bridge between the spiritual and physical realms, ascension. Remember that you're an infinite being with the ability to expand your awareness beyond space and time. Consider that paradigms outside this physical reality may be unfathomable until we raise our vibration and can think outside the mind. Meditate on the idea that everything that ever was and ever will be is happening simultaneously, right now, across multiple dimensions. Yeah, the linear time is an illusion, right? It's something that is just easier to grasp with our conscious mind. But here you're asked to think about the paradigms outside of physical reality. We should be able to think outside the mind. The themes are karma, what can be implemented or cleared for your optimal progress towards ascension. Yeah, and there is an exercise with a sigil. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here. So this chakra is actually located like above your head, like 10-15 centimeters above. And there is a sigil here, if you can see it. So in this deck, they suggest doing, for chakra work, they suggest doing this exercise where you can draw the sigil with your finger in the air 3 times. And then you can imagine the rain of energy, and you can put the card like on the place where the chakra is, or like you can put your hand as well, that works. And then imagine this rain of energy raining on top of you and like covering your body, and it's supposed to be of the color of this chakra. In this case, it's kaleidoscopic rainbow color. Beautiful. Okay, divine masculines. What's the guidance for divine masculines? Oh, wow. Gracious receptivity. I like it. Very blue. Gratitude, being thankful, receptivity, giving without expectation, How worthiness and self-love can affect your capacity to receive and to give without depletion. Overflow with obligation, thriving over surviving, gifting economies. Remember, we talked about this energy for divine masculine, right? So this is part of it because when they explore more and when they realize more of what love means to them and what means giving and receiving love, that's what is going to bring this new level of gratitude. Yeah, so basically it's all about your relationship with gratitude. How comfortable you feel receiving and what you love to give. Are these themes that allow you the joyous overflow of giving without limitation? How can you add this to the lives of others more often, away from the fear that you will get used up if you give without guaranteed reciprocity? Are there areas where you are overextending yourself? Can you give more from areas where you are stronger and have more skill and capacity? Right now, you may feel you have little to give. If so, allow yourself to receive more. The gift of the sun on your face on a winter's day or a compliment from a stranger, allow yourself to drink every drop. After all, it is up to you how deeply you wish to drink of the gift that is shared. Often, we take only a little sip, even when there is so much more we could appreciate, and yet it is beautiful when you give to someone and they light up and receive it fully. Gratitude, self-love, and self-worth are interwoven with the capacity to receive. Together they nourish your soul. Step into your heart space by listing all you are grateful for and notice how full you start to feel. From this place, your gifting capacity can spiral upward. And final card for the connection, for the twin flame connection. What's this spirit guidance? Got two cards. Healing and full spectrum. I like them, 26 and 30. I think full spectrum kind of is self-explanatory, but I will read at least like the headlines to give you more ideas. Creating heaven on earth by honoring the perfection of nature's cycles, going beyond the judgment of good and bad, the merging of duality, raw nature, earth wisdom, connecting to ancestors, shadows as the fertile soil for exponential growth. The way forward is in the whisperings of the land, honoring the full spectrum of life. And to me, this is so much connected to the Empress energy we saw at the beginning. And then healing. Energy rebalance, energetic awareness, healing yourself and others, exploring healing modalities, the chakra system, your unique and innate ability to heal, color vibration, soul sovereignty, auras, and the meridian system, aligning to the highest good and optimal health. Yeah, so it's about like healing arts and healing techniques that you may want to explore and apply during this time, because as certain I was mentioning at the beginning, certain painful points will come up. It's important to be on the ready and have some best practices that are useful to you even if you are at a very low point, to get you back up, right? Because if you stay there for too long, it just starts destructional processes. It's not going to be good. So be able to transmute and release that energy is super important. So you may want to think about what you can do when you get into one of those states. And with the 10 of Wands that we saw, definitely this time is going to be, and that was for the also for the connection. It's time for a lot of healing opportunities. Okay, I think I'm going to finish here. I hope you guys will enjoy it, even those who are not live, but who will see this recording as a recording. It was my pleasure being with you today. I really hope that this full moon and the lunar eclipse are gonna bring new opportunities for your journey, for yourself personally, and for you and your counterpart together. Thank you very much and talk soon. Bye.